So, this might be a huge mistake.
Yeah, this ended up being a huge mistake right off the freaking get-go because my mic sounds like this in the video. So I'll apologize about that in advance. Apparently my computer had restarted by itself and it automatically reset the levels of my microphone, so it was like throughout the whole entire video. So it'll be fixed for the next one. I'm sorry.
But hey guys, how are you doing? This is RBT and welcome back to another Madden 19 rebuild on the channel. As today we are going to be rebuilding the Baltimore Ravens. Now, why am I saying this is a mistake? Because it is 12:50 a.m. and if you guys watch my Cleveland Browns rebuild, you'll completely understand what I'm getting at. Now, I'm not going to spoil any of that. For every single rebuild I do on this channel, at the top of the description box below will be a link to the full playlist that will have all my Madden 19 rebuilds throughout this whole entire year. So if you guys can't get enough of these rebuilds, go check out the Browns one if you did miss that. But I did tell you guys in that video to comment with the team you wanted to see me rebuild next. A ton of people wanted me to rebuild the Ravens, so here we are today. And also, if you guys want to know how I run this rebuild series, you can go check out the beginning of that Browns video as well. Basically, what we do whatever it takes to win the Super Bowl ASAP, and once we make it to the Super Bowl, we jump into the Super Bowl and simulate the game and watch the live score there to see if we can actually become Super Bowl champions, because this rebuild does not finish until we do win the Super Bowl. So with that said, dudes, hopefully guys do enjoy today's rebuild, and if you do, make sure to drop a like. Let's see if we can smash 2,000 likes on this rebuild. Be sure to subscribe if you are new and turn on the notification bell if you haven't. And let me know what team you want me to rebuild next in the comment section below. But with that said, let's go over the team really quick and see where we need to rebuild the Ravens. Number one, for starters, Lamar Jackson is going to be our starting quarterback for this rebuild. Unless for whatever reason he ends up leaving like in free agency. Hopefully it doesn't get to that point. Hopefully we can win the Super Bowl in either year number 1 or year number 2. Offensive line, probably going to get a new left guard and center. We can stick with Marshall Yana for now, and our left and right tackles should develop into decent tackles throughout this rebuild. Now, Hayden Hurst is a 97-year-old rookie, so I'm not sure really what to do here, but he'll stay there for now. We're going to definitely need a better running back, probably year 1. I'm going to try to get a better running back. We're going to be shipping on Joe Flacco and probably need some better wide receivers. His offense needs a lot more work than our defense. But on defense, there are some positions we do need to upgrade. Judon's a decent young linebacker. Terrell Suggs is going to end up regressing, so we might need to upgrade here as soon as possible. And maybe, well, Willie Henry's a good young DN, so we'll have to see what we do on defense. Probably not that many moves. I say that we'll probably end up trading like 1,000 people. But the defense obviously needs a lot less work than the offense. With that said, let's get to rebuilding the Baltimore Ravens. So guys, we do end up getting who should be our starting running back for the duration of this rebuild. We get Ezekiel Elliott from the Dallas Cowboys for our backup tight end Nick Boyle. Anthony Levine Sr., who's a 78 overall, 31-year-old strong safety behind Tony Jefferson, and a first-round draft pick from this year. Now, we are kind of handicapped just a little bit going to this rebuild because we were missing a second-round draft pick from this year. They traded that up to get Lamar Jackson this year, but I think we should be okay with this team, and hopefully we can still win a Super Bowl in the next couple of years. I don't think a second-round draft pick missing is going to hurt us that much. So the only team interested in Joe Flacco was the New York Giants. We get their first-round draft pick, but also had to add in a 66 overall cornerback and a fourth-round draft pick to bring in the first-round draft pick from the Giants. So now we have a first-round draft pick back. So we end up getting another draft pick, this time from the Cleveland Browns. We had to trade away Max Williams, our young but third-string tight end, and our third-string running back, Javoris Allen, for the second-round draft pick from the Cleveland Browns. So a massive trade just goes down. We bring in the first-round draft pick, the highest-rated rookie at the start of Madden 19 franchise, Quentin Nelson from the Indianapolis Colts, for Alex Collins, Zadarius Smith, and Stanley Jean-Baptiste. So we acquire another third-round draft pick. Once again, another pick from the New York Giants. We had to trade away our wide receiver Moore, who's like our fifth string at 71 overall, our fifth-round draft pick from this year, and then like our third-string right-in Calfusi. So we actually I didn't expect this to go through. We bring in Micah Hyde from the Buffalo Bills for John Brown, our backup left guard, and a first-round draft pick. Now, I'm going to have to convert Micah Hyde to free safety because Eric Weddle's going to get way too old for this franchise and for this rebuild, so he's going to start to regress really quick. But we can trade him away while he has some value. So we get our new starting right outside linebacker, Levante David, comes in for Eric Weddle, who I did say I was going to trade away, Brandon Carr, and our first-round draft pick from next year. So basically, we get a star outside linebacker for two players over 30 years old, well over 30 years old, and they're both like relatively expensive. So this, in my opinion, is a massive deal. So we do get the good cornerback that I have been looking for. We bring in Jason Verrett from the LA Chargers for Judon, our fourth string linebacker, middle linebacker Young, and a second round draft pick from this year. So we actually get Ryan Kerrigan to replace Judon on the left side. We do trade away Terrell Suggs, but he's going to start to regress super fast. Kerrigan is 30, but he is much better than the 80 overall Judon that we had on the left side originally. And we also had to throw in our backup running back Dixon in the deal. We do get our man Tyler Lockett from the Seattle Seahawks. The 82 overall receiver is coming to Baltimore for James Hurst, our backup left guard, third round draft pick, and our backup quarterback RG3. So we actually get the second round draft pick from the Cincinnati Bengals for like our second string right tackle Lewis, 70 overall, a fifth from this year, or a fifth from next year, and a sixth from this year. So I know he's old, but he's our best bet that we have right now because center is by far our worst position. We bring in Alex Mack from the Atlanta Falcons for Tyus Bowser, 72 overall outside linebacker, and B. Bradley, a 65 overall middle linebacker. We actually get the Cincinnati Bengals first overall draft pick for a 32 overall left outside linebacker that's only a 73 overall, a third round draft pick from next year, and a sixth round draft pick from next year. That's a pretty good freaking trade. So another pretty big draft trade. I'm trying to stockpile first round draft picks because from what I see, I don't think we're going to win the Super Bowl in year number one because the team has a ton of cap space, but with that means they didn't have that many incredible like backup players, which is what I normally use to trade away to get really good players, like decent backups, but not that many decent backups with the Ravens to do a complete overhaul to get an incredible team. So I'm going to try to do it in year number two, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm trying to stockpile as many draft picks, like first round draft picks as I can to use those in the draft next year, or maybe even trade them away. But we get the first from the Colts for Kennedy, our 73 overall cornerback, and a second round draft pick from next year. So before we actually get into the simulation, I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach. What I'm going to do now, because I don't think this team is really as good as I want it to be, but we really don't have much else we can trade away. It's a good team, don't get me wrong, but judging from like teams that we've not won the Super Bowl with in the past, aka a team we used with the Browns that was like a 96 overall, don't really feel confident with this team winning the Super Bowl. But what I am going to do is advance into the regular season and then use the trade block and see if I can get some players off the trade block. See, I didn't expect this to go through. We get Desmond King off the trade block, a nice young 82 overall cornerback for our backup middle linebacker. We also get a 6th and 7th out of the deal. And this is strange, we get Theodore Riddick for our backup running back position for our 70 overall cornerback. One problem is that we don't really have any good backup middle linebacker now, so what I am going to do is sign the veteran David Harris. It's on a one-year deal to be our backup for the year. Like I said, this is unfortunately probably going to go into at least a second year. So since we had 5 really good corners, they were just kind of going to waste, so we went and got Kelvin Benjamin to add to our wide receiver core because, to be honest, it's just really not good. So we get one final first-round draft pick. It took a lot, but I wanted to get at least one more. It takes Brashad Perryman, who was our number 5 receiver, a second round draft pick, and a fourth round draft pick from next year. So guys, the team is not that spectacular, but I think it is good for the future. Some young pieces all around, a couple veterans mixed in, but I think we should at least make the playoffs. This is probably actually the worst team I've built in the first year. But like I said, just not that many pieces to trade away, but I think we have set ourselves up for the future pretty good. And with that said, let's go ahead and go into the simulation, advance to the playoffs. I'm going to say 9-7. It actually looks like we got a first round bye. We have a ton of players who need to be upgraded. Lamar Jackson has 6 upgrade points. It looks like we went 12-4. So if I would love to win the Super Bowl in year number 1, but I'll be super surprised with how we did with the Browns. But we end up going 12-4. if I read that correctly, I'll go back and look. We end up with one of the best records in the NFL. The Saints, Jags, and Rams all went 13-3. Any real surprises? Seahawks go 9-7. The Steelers barely make the playoffs at 8-8. The Giants did really good at 8-8, which isn't good for us because I think we had their first round draft pick. The Jets surprisingly go 7-8-1. And the worst record ends up going to the Buffalo Bills. Wow, the Cowboys, Panthers, and Titans, and Vikings, all with like bottom 5 records in the NFL. That is wild. Now, guys, Lamar Jackson ends up actually winning the MVP. We had the best offense in the NFL, which I really didn't expect that to be the case, and the 11th best defense. I expected that to be flip-flopped. I expected us to have like a pretty mediocre offense and a stacked defense. Don't know what happened there. But Lamar Jackson actually ends up winning the MVP, which is mental. Is there Blake Bortles? It's not a top 10 MVP race if Blake Bortles isn't in it. But Lamar Jackson, his rookie season, ends up winning the MVP, which is insane. And don't know how this is a thing. So Ezekiel Elliott wins the Offensive Player of the Year, although Lamar Jackson won the MVP. Just not going to ask questions. We're going to go and look at the Rookie of the Year, which obviously is Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen in second. James Washington in third. Our 95-year-old rookie Hayden Hurst in fourth. And Baker Mayfield all the way in eighth. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Tremaine Edmonds. He always wins it, like every single time. Rashawn Evans, Tennessee Titan in third. Denzel Ward in fourth. Bradley Chubb all the way in eighth. Now moving on to the NFC Rookie of the Year, that goes to Saquon Barkley, Calvin Ridley in second, Darius Geis in third, and no real surprises to round out the top 10. Now the Defensive Rookie of the Year in the NFC goes to Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith always wins it in the NFC, and Tremaine Edmonds always in the AFC. Alexander in second, and once again, no real surprises to end off the top 10. Now, I do want to check out the stats from our team to see how we did. Lamar Jackson, 37 touchdowns to 9 picks, 4,000 yards through the air. Rushing yard-wise, Lamar Jackson, I don't know how he really won the MVP. I expected him to have a lot more yards on the ground, but Ezekiel Elliott, 1,600 yards, 14 touchdowns. Through the air, Michael Crabtree, our only 1,000-yard receiver with 1,000 yards, 1,031 yards. Tyler Lockett led us with 8 touchdowns. Defensively, we had CJ Mosley lead us with 117 tackles. And sack-wise, that goes to Michael Pierce with only 6. So that's kind of a disappointment. But dudes, let's see if somehow we can do it. If we can win it in this first year, I will be extremely, extremely, extremely shocked. But you never know. The 9-6-1 Colts, of all teams to beat us, like the Colts are not that good in franchise, so we should win. We do. We're going to be taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars, and this sets up absolutely perfectly compared to yesterday's rebuild, or the other day's rebuild with the Cleveland Browns. But we end up winning the divisional round in a landslide, 42-7. We're literally one game away from the Super Bowl, and I will be so freaking shocked if we can get this done. But I'm not going to get my hopes up. Can we take on and defeat the 13-3 Jacksonville Jaguars, who are tied for the best record in the NFL? I'll be shocked. Traveling to Jacksonville, can we get it done? And we don't. See, dudes, I'm just not shocked. I just knew it was going to be a thing, and I'm mad at myself. I am mad at myself because I did not upgrade my players when I should have. Completely forgot, and that could have made for a completely different championship game. That is my bad. I'm an idiot. If I go back and look and we only lost by a couple points, I'm going to blame that all on me, and that's going to make me so mad. We lost by 8 points. We lost by 8 points, and if I wasn't an imbecile, we could have made it into the Super Bowl our freaking first year. So maybe we at least lost to the Super Bowl champion, and it ends up going to, nope, the Saints won 34-24 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. But guys, I am actually really optimistic. I just really didn't expect to even make it that far in year number 1 with the team that we had. So maybe year number 2 we'll be able to actually build on top of that. But we do have a lot of players to re-sign. We have a ton of money. Jason Verrett, 28 years old. We're going to give him as much money as he wants. We'll give him like a 4-year deal. We'll still have 38 mil in cap. We'll sign him to this deal. And he's going to test out free agency. So, here goes Jason Verrett. Maybe I need to offer him longer deals. Maybe the 7-year deal thing needs to be what I do. Kelvin Benjamin, he's going to stay. Tyler Lockett, we need you to stay too, my friend. We need you to stay. We're going to have 32 mil in cap room left. So we might have a little bit of money. Oh, CJ Mosley's a free agent too. Oh, shoot. Player we didn't even trade for. So we're going to sign Michael Pierce back, and he's going to sign. We might only have like 20 mil left. So CJ Mosley, 22 mil to be exact. That's not nearly as much as I thought we were going to have. At least we got everybody re-signed except Jason Verrett, which we can franchise tag him. 11 mil. I want to make sure we keep Jason Verrett. He's going to stay around. I'm not sure how much it actually just costs towards my cap, but I want him to stay around at least a little bit longer. And let's see what free agents are available, and let's see if there's like even a point to sign any of these free agents. We have only 11 million cap room, which we probably need to save. But let's just see Delaney Walker, Sheldon Richardson. See, nobody I'm really interested in. So I think we should be okay. I might send some league minimum deals out there just to see if we can get somebody in the very cheap. Maybe they just want to play for us for some reason. So I'll throw a couple league minimum offers out there. See if anybody accepts. So nobody accept the first week. Anybody want to accept the second week? So actually nobody accepts, so that's a little unfortunate. Anybody the final week want to accept their contract? Actually, that's the first time I think I've ever had nobody accept their contracts. We're about to go into the draft. Where do we need to upgrade? So at right guard, Marshall Yanda retired. Wow. I didn't know that till now. So we definitely need to get a right guard. Now, I'm thinking a right guard, a wide receiver that we need to have progress throughout the series, throughout the episode, and maybe a backup middle linebacker, and that really should be it. So backup middle linebacker, wide receiver, and right guard is what we're looking for. Maybe a really good corner, we'll have to see. So wide receiver, right guard, corner. Just have to have that stay in my brain. So we're going to start the draft and see what the heck we are going to get. So I'm not sure. We have the 13th pick, so we should get something half decent to begin this draft. But it's all going to depend what is available. So the number one guy on our board is going to be a wide receiver, but he sucks, so that's not good. So right guard, off the bat, Haynes Gaddis. That's our number one need for sure, right guard. He's the only first round pick that is on my board at the right guard position. How about left guard? Nobody really good there either. I mean, he has B+ run block finesse. That's probably like a 79 overall player, which could be okay. But let's look at the backup middle linebacker position, or just the middle linebacker position. There's some good players, but maybe get somebody a little bit later. Also, wide receiver, I was wanting to look at. This guy looks like he could be really good. Antoine Fide. He projected a late first rounder. We might be able to wait on him. We can probably get him with our next first round draft pick because we have 2. So I'm going to go with the right guard because we need this position bad. If he's a 79, I'll be okay with it. He's a 79, so I'm okay with it. And he also has the star development trait, so that actually ends up being a pretty good pick, especially if that wide receiver remains available. We have pick number 15. Okay, so we have 2 more first round picks. So we should definitely be able to get that wide receiver just now. So unless he got picked the last pick. Are you still there, my friend? Antoine, be good, please. Let me make sure there's nobody else. Yeah, Antoine's going to be the man. A short route, A or B+ catching traffic, B+ catching. Antoine should be the man. He is an 82 overall with quick development. Doesn't have star development, but that doesn't freaking matter as of right now. He's the 3rd best player in the draft, and we get him in the middle of the first round. What an insane pick. I will definitely take that. Now with this pick, I think for sure I'm going to get a middle linebacker because I don't want to have to trade away for a backup middle linebacker because it's not that serious. And there's nobody. Okay, this guy actually looks super good. B+ pursuit, B+ hit power, B tackle. this is going to be our main. But this guy, too, he looks really good. B+ hit power, B+ tackle, but B+ pursuit. We're going to go with Jermaine. Jermaine Franklin, be the man. Be pretty good. He's going to be a 76 overall with normal development. We got him in the first round, so that actually, I mean, we reached a little bit, but I mean, it fills a position of need. So we're going to skip all the way to our third round pick. I think we have a couple of 7s too, but so this third round pick is probably the last thing that really matters at all. So what do I go after here? Do I go ahead and just go like draft yourself a backup quarterback and maybe groom him for the future? If there's anybody that's available that's decent, there's nobody that we have scouted, so that sucks. Couple decent running backs available. Shaquem Harmon. Maybe get him as a backup, although we have a ton of backup running backs. Maybe trade away Tariq Cohen this year. He has a 7 combine grade. We'll draft him. He's a 75 overall, so I mean, it's a third round pick. It is what it is. Could have been a lot worse. 75 in the third round is not bad at all. So we're skipping ahead all the way to the 6th round. Hopefully, maybe we can somehow get a gym here. So all the way in the 6th round, we're going to be looking for a gym. Not sure if we even have anybody scouted, like left. So we have some right tackles scouted, but nobody too crazy. And maybe we just get a tackle or something. That's all we looks like we have left scouted is like offensive lineman maybe. Looks like actually just right tackles. So who has the highest combine grade? I mean, what do you guys, I don't know. B-, B-, B-. It's decent. Wayman, I mean, I guess we'll go ahead and take him. Wayman is a 70 overall, but he does have quick development. So that pick could have gone a lot worse. So we have what I think is one more pick in the 7th round. Just kidding. We have multiple 7th round draft picks. So that's not really, I didn't expect that, but it is what it is. Do we go ahead and get another wide receiver? No, we don't have any wide receiver scouted. So do we just trade like down? We have another, well, we don't need another right tackle. Do we have any other position scouted? Left outside linebacker, we have nobody scouted. Middle linebacker, nobody scouted. Right outside linebacker, nobody scouted. Corner, like, did we scout anybody? So that sucks. Do we just pick a wide receiver? He's a 3rd round grade, and there's probably a reason he hasn't been drafted yet, because he's a freaking 69 overall. I mean, it is a 7th round draft pick, but still, I would much rather have a little bit better. But we'll just go ahead. I'll just trade away the 7th round draft pick. We don't need it. Can we get like a 6th? We can't. So I'll just pick now. Nah, I'll just trade till next year, and I can just use him potentially in a deal because we don't have that many draft picks for next year. So guys, we bring in Cameron Meredith to the team, 86 overall, young wide receiver. We had to trade away Ryan Kerrigan. I kind of feared that he was going to like dip in overall super fast. It was a lot faster than what I thought. He's all the way down to an 84. So trade him away while we can. Also added in some running back. I don't know how he got on our team. So we replace Ryan Kerrigan with Dante Hightower from the New England Patriots. We traded away Michael Crabtree because we had a lot of like wide receivers kind of around the same overall. Plus he's getting older, so he's starting to regress, and he's cost a little bit. So getting him off our books while bringing in a good young player in his prime. Dante Hightower. Also had to add in like 2 crappy players, but we get ourselves a super good linebacker. So these teams are super stingy with their draft picks, but we finally get a 1st round draft pick from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for Willie Snead, who was going to be our number 5. Didn't really need him. Theo Riddick, who we no longer need because we have that young running back, that rookie we just drafted, and a 1st round draft pick from next year. Off the trade block, I send him to week 1. We get Demarius Randall, just completely random, just to have some good depth at the free safety position. He's young too, for a 4th and 2 crappy cornerbacks. Well, that came out of nowhere. We get Jatavius Brown, a 78 overall right outside linebacker from the Chargers. I didn't know this was going to go through. A 3rd round draft pick from next year. It's a young right outside linebacker just for depth, or maybe trade him away next year. I don't know. So dudes, it is time to sim to the end of this season. Now, I am kind of worried about Alex Mack. He's starting to regress big time, but hopefully it'll be okay for this season, and then maybe we can trade him away next year. Our offense should be pretty good. Players should continue to progress. Lamar Jackson hopefully will be at a 90 overall by the end of this year. Defense still looking pretty good. We are a higher overall than we were last year, so we'll have to see if that is replicated in our team overall. Defense is super solid. I think we should have a chance to make the playoffs. I mean, obviously we'll make the playoffs. I'm going to say 11-5. Let me know your prediction in the comment section below. And I mean, if we make the playoffs, who knows what could happen from there. We didn't make the playoffs. You're telling me we went 7-9. This game is the stupidest game I've ever played in my life. The Browns go 12-3. We go 7-9. The dumbest game, an 87 overall team. I don't even want to look at anything else. I could care less. I could care less. Who did the bad stuff? Why were we so bad? So we had the third best offense in the NFL, and we had the 27th defense? That's the 20. There's 26 defenses better than a 91 overall? This has got to be the dumbest game I've ever seen. It's just a fact. I mean, I guess for the heck of it, we can just go ahead and just see what our stats were and see what happened. I mean, third best offense, Lamar, he threw a couple more interceptions, but not that dramatic. Zeke had a little bit of a drop off, but not that dramatic. And it's just, I guess we got to work on, I don't know, our defense is good. We don't really have to work on it. I guess it's just a freaking random game. So the winner of the Super Bowl this year actually goes to the Green Bay Packers over the Cleveland Browns. So hilarious. Hilarious. So the Browns actually made the Super Bowl in year number 2 of this connected franchise, but yet in my rebuild, it took us till 2023. Just gonna throw that out there. Now we have a ton of players ready to renegotiate their contract. Hopefully have the money to spend here. We'll start off with Zeke. We have got to have Zeke back. He's got to stay the whole entire rebuild. We have a ton of money in cap space. Don't know where all that cap room came from, but hey, I'm not going to ask questions. Jimmy Smith, I'm going to sign him just in case. Just in case we need him for whatever reason. He is going to re-sign. Jatavius Brown, I guess we go ahead and re-sign him too. He's a young guy, really good for depth. I mean, could end up trading him on if we needed to. He's going to re-sign. Jason Verrett, he didn't want to re-sign last year for whatever reason. We'll give him 7 years. His cap hit last year was 11 mil because I decided to franchise tag him, but this year it's only going to be 4.77 mil, and he's going to re-sign. I mean, we really don't need to spend the money on a fullback, so it is what it is. Ronnie Stanley, he's really not progressing like I'd like, but we'll give him another really big deal. Welcome Ronnie Stanley back to the team. Willie Henry, he's another guy I might end up just like replacing him. I'll keep him around though in case we need to use him in a trade. So we have a lot of work to do, guys. A ton of work. Because, I mean, we freaking didn't even make the playoffs. So Demarius Randall, we'll keep him around too since we have so much cap. $35.7 million in cap room. We only have 1 draft pick this whole entire year, by the way. Well, 2, I lied. We have 2. We have a first-round draft pick, and we have a 4th-round draft pick. Now, free agents. We have a ton of money to spend. $36 million to spend in free agency. Is there anybody worth it? Devin McCourty, he's old, so that's a no. Derrick Henry, nobody I'm really interested in, man. So maybe we just look for a couple guys like Jalen Mills. Why is nobody offering on him? So I only offered a couple league minimums. Hopefully we can just save up this cap space and not have a problem like we did in the Browns rebuild when we had negative $35 million cap and couldn't re-sign Baker Mayfield. Hopefully we don't get to the year where we have to re-sign Lamar Jackson, but if for whatever reason we do, hopefully I have the money to re-sign him. Now see if we just at least get one guy this time to sign a minimum contract. Lesean McCoy, he's like an 85 overall. No, he's old at this point, but to have as a backup running back, I'll take it. Advancing to the next week, Jalen Mills rejects. So that would have been a free 85 overall cornerback. Unfortunately, he rejects this time around. Then we have Giovanni Bernard accept. So do we have Zeke, Giovanni Bernard, that rookie, and Lesean McCoy? Interesting. So now, jumping into the draft, I think what we need is, well, Alex Mack retired, so that's why it's important to start trading the old players so you can at least get something for them. So, once again, we need to get a center. We need a center, and on defense, Dante Hightower's regressed all the way to an 82. Brandon Williams has regressed all the way to an 82. He went from a 90 at the start of last year to an 82. Oh dear God, we have a lot of work we gotta do with this team. But anyways, I'm just gonna pick like the best available player because that's just a fact what we have to do. So we're going to have the 4th pick, which is huge. We need something massive here, guys. We need something massive. We need a great player. That's a really good right end to start off with. That's a really good quarterback too, but we don't need a quarterback. I need to be smart. Jose Avery, he looks really good. But let's see, wide receiver. We don't need a wide receiver. Let's not even look at one because I want to draft one. Center. Any good centers? No. Bad. Not good centers. Defensive end. We could use a good defensive end. Who's the best one? B+, B-, B-, B+, B, B-. You guys say to look at the combine grade for this guy. Looks super good. B+, B, B. Ooh, what does he project? He's projected a mid-first rounder. Maybe we could trade down for him. Ooh, B+, B, B. Sean Dean. He looks really good too. We're kind of running out of time though, which is a little unfortunate. I might just go ahead and draft one of these guys. I don't want him to get. We need a defensive end because we have one guy that's not good, one guy like regressing all the way. So we might just go ahead and take him. He's the highest combat grade. Sean Dean, be good, please. He is an 80 overall with star development. That's not bad at all. So we'll go ahead. That's our only first round draft pick. Actually, I lied. We don't have it. I thought we had another pick. Well, I guess that's it for this draft. That was fun, wasn't it? So guys, I'm tired of Hayden Hurst. He's been a 79 overall this whole entire rebuild. He was a rookie and hasn't even progressed. So Jordan Reed, we get him for Dante Hightower. I thought Dante, I guess I made a mistake. He is now 30 and he progressed big time. So we're going to have to replace him, but in the meantime, we're going to get a good 90 overall tight end for this year. Jordan Reed, he's also 30, but I'm going to try my best to make everything happen this year and win the Super Bowl. Well, guys, I guess it was going to happen again. Travis Frederick, we need a center. He's 29, so he should at least be over a 90 for the next 2 or so years. Hayden Hurst, get out of here. I don't like you. Welcome to Baltimore, Travis Frederick. So we get young Vita Vea from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for Brandon Williams, Jatavius Brown, and a second-round draft pick from next year. Now I have a plan here. Vita Vea, I can't find any good right ends that are young, that are cheap, that I feel like will progress. So we're going to convert him to defensive end. I know he's a little bit slower, but it is what it is. Hopefully he'll progress at that position and won't drop too much in overall. Guys, we get our new outside linebacker. Another player that's only going to probably be good for like 1 or 2 years. Telvin Smith, because he is 29 years old, but a 91 overall to slide in instead of that 82 overall Dante Hightower to help out this defense. Willie Henry, dude, I'm just tired of him. Another player that started at an 80 and only progressed up to an 81. Trade him, a cornerback as a 68 overall, and a 5th round draft pick for Telvin Smith. So guys, this is just another scenario where I don't understand Madden, but we pretty much trade Jimmy Smith, a 32-year-old 85 overall corner who's going to probably regress like an 82 by the end of this year, to the Steelers pretty much straight up for Artie Burns, who's 26 years old and 2 overall higher. I will take it. So we do get a first-round draft pick from the Carolina Panthers, but we did have to trade away Giovanni Bernard, 4th rounder from this year, and a 3rd-round draft pick from next year. So we get one final first-round draft pick, and this is probably the last trade we're going to be able to complete. Trade away Shady and 2 4th-round draft picks, which I had to trade everything up for a first-round draft pick from the Buffalo Bills. Now, guys, I think that's it. I think I'm actually be able to have enough cap room this offseason to get some free agents, but there's really haven't been that many really good free agents that has really just excited me. So I haven't signed any, but our team is up to a 91 overall. If this team doesn't make the playoffs, I don't know what to say. Good skill position players. Orlando Brown, he might end up having to go, but hopefully some of these guys continue to progress. Ronnie Stanley, too. I kept those guys from the beginning, and they just haven't progressed at all. In defense, we improved our defense, man. Our linebacker core is sick, although Levante David's starting to regress, so I'm kind of worried about that. Our corners are better. Our D-line, we kept the Dean guy that we drafted. He's an 80 overall rookie, so he should be good. If this team, dude, doesn't make the playoffs, I don't know what to say. So we make the playoffs at 11-5, taking on the 8-8 New England Patriots. The Steelers did really good in our division, so we'll probably end up losing to them. So how did our offense and defense do this season? The second best offense, and defensively, we had the 23rd best defense. I don't know. I don't know how to fix my defense. It's as good as it possibly can be. Lamar Jackson this time around came in 2nd place. Ezekiel Elliott came in 3rd place. Jordan Martinez in 5th place. And no other real surprises in the top 10. Lamar Jackson still hovering around that 4,000 yard mark. 39 touchdowns, 11 picks. That's about average for him. And we had Ezekiel Elliott have another incredible year. So hopefully this time around, man, we can do the dang thing and just make it to the Super Bowl at least. But this time around, I'll make sure I improve my team as much as I possibly can. So finally, we've upgraded our team. Everybody is as good as possible. Not making that mistake this time around. 92 overall team, 97 overall offense, 93 overall defense, which somehow, some way, is like the 20th best defense in the NFL, but I digress. Can we at least beat the 8-8 non-Tom Brady New England Patriots? Please, dear God, and we do. Taking on the LA Chargers. I'm not even going to look. I'm going to roll right into it. Can we please, dear God, beat the Chargers? And we, Jesus, what do I have to do? This simulation, like, this game simulation is just gonna like drive me to a point where I feel like my brain's gonna break. Lost by 5 points. Lost by 5. 14 players ready to renegotiate their contract. Hopefully I have the money for this. Levante David, let's make sure we get the highest overall player signed first. So not that many high overall players, to be completely honest. Make sure we re-sign Marlon Humphrey, who we went from having like 40 mil to 23.3 mil. Don't understand how that's a thing, but I'm not going to ask questions because at least I think we'll have enough to re-sign all these players. Tim Williams, I didn't even remember that he's even part of the team, but welcome back. He's going to re-sign. Desmond King, we will definitely re-sign him. Leaves us with 17.9 mil in the bank. Next, we're going to re-sign Tony Jefferson, who's been here the whole entire time. He's 29. So I'm a little worried about him beginning to regress, but we'll go ahead and keep him for now. I mean, I don't want to have to trade for another starting strong safety. Levante David, he's going to start to regress pretty quick, but I'm going to go ahead and make him an offer and keep him around while I can. So, didn't have enough money to actually like sign any good free agents as always. So, what I did, as always, don't know why I'm even saying this, threw out some league minimums to some players, to some veterans, see if anyone will accept. There was a lot of quarterbacks that had no offers that I offered the league minimum to, and nobody's accepting. Literally, yep, every single player rejected. So, into stage 4, looks like we're not going to get any free agents this offseason. Christian McCaffrey, yep, of course he doesn't accept. So we have, that just sucks. But we do have 2 first-round draft picks this time around. And really, what do we need? We need, Jordan Reed's already down to an 86. On defense, we need we might just go with the best overall player. That might be the move. Might actually just go with the best overall player, and maybe they can develop into a superstar that we can trade away. So we have the number 1 overall draft pick. What do I do? No, give me I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I know exactly what we're doing. We're gonna trade this pick away, but we're gonna do some good stuff. The Vikings, you better give me everything in your arsenal because I know you want my pick bad. You will give me everything you have. So we'll give you my number 1 overall pick. So you can give me your number 2 overall pick, your second round draft pick, and you can give me your first and your second from next year. Please do. First and second from next year. Give it to me. And they decline it. So how about your third round draft pick from next year? I'll take that. Your third round draft pick from next year. That has to be accepted, right? Please? Declined? What else do I have to throw in? Another draft pick? Oh, this is all I got, buddy. Is that enough? Declined? Really? I thought that... anyways, Vikings, do you really not want my pick? Like, I thought you would want my pick. 4th round draft pick from next year. I mean, I'll take this too. So that was accepted. So we do get a 1st round draft pick from next year. I mean, that actually probably should have cost a lot more. But we'll continue. So the Vikings pick Rashard Hubbard, a 79 overall. So now let's see what the Dolphins is willing to give me for the 2nd overall pick. So we're going to add in the 2nd overall pick and see if the Dolphins will also give me their 1st from next year, because we all know that I need it badly. So give me your 1st from this year, your first and second from next year. Are you going to accept that? Of course you're not. So how about just your first? Wow, they declined that. Okay, now that's a little dumb. Teams would trade way more than that. But I'll just take your second. If you're willing to give me that, I would hope they are. Are you actually kidding me? Now that is idiotic. What about if I throw in the 7th? At least give me one more second round draft pick. Huh. So this has not been good. This should be accepted, and it was. We get an extra second, but wow. You really cannot trade down for a lot this year. You used to be able to get a lot more, but anyways, we'll advance to our pick. They got an 83 overall left tackle, so they definitely did their scouting. So I'm just going to get the best looking player on the board. So this guy looks good. This running back looks disgusting. I honest to God might just take him and trade him away eventually. Like those two running backs, this guy in particular looks disgusting. But we'll keep on looking. We need a tight end, but I'm not going to get any of these guys. That left tackle looks good. Who has the highest combine grade here? Who has the highest? 7.0. But I'm not going to pick him with this pick. We have one more. We could get him later. That guy looks pretty good. Anybody just stand out and they're like, yo, I want you to pick me because I'm good. That looks like a really good. Is he early first rounder? He's early second rounder, huh? Outside linebacker here. Is he an early first rounder? Mid first rounder. Ray Kaufman looks really good. He's a late first rounder. I would like to trade down, but there's not a lot of value. Free safety. I don't know what to pick. I might just get this running back because he looks really good. Morris Kashima. Can I have you? Can you at least be like an 80? He's an 80. He's 11th and we drafted him at 3rd. Oh, I didn't know who to pick, man. This is getting kind of difficult. Maybe it's just because it's like 3 a.m. It actually is 3 a.m. This was a mistake recording this tonight. Anyways, let's see. If that right tackle is still available, I might just pick him because I'm going to trade away both our tackles this year because they're both awful. 7.0 combine grade. You guys say combine grade is the move. He's a projected mid-second rounder, though. Screw it. We'll take him. He's a 79 overall quick development, so I mean, heck. So my main goal for this year is to replace our tackle. Maybe just at least get a superstar left tackle. And on defense, I want a superstar corner. We need to go ahead and get rid of Jason Verrett because he's starting to go on the decline fast. And so is Telvin Smith and Levante David. Why are they regressing so much? I think CJ Mosley is going to start regressing pretty soon as well. But let's at least try to get a tackle and then maybe start working on getting a corner. So that happened out of nowhere. We bring in 96 overall Landon Collins to the Baltimore Ravens for Ronnie Stanley, Demarius Randall, our backup free safety, and a 3rd round draft pick from next year. And now that means we don't have to worry about Tony Jefferson starting to regress because he is like 107 years old. Actually, he's 29. A little bit of an over-exaggeration. But he's a low overall. He's starting to regress, so we definitely just improved at the strong safety position. That is a massive trade. Orlando Brown, gone. Tony Jefferson, gone. Miles Jack in. Well, also 2nd round draft pick from next year, I think, or from this year, gone. Miles Jack in. Yo, this is about to be sick. We're about to get... I don't even care if I have to throw in this 1st round draft pick that I just got, this running back. It's about to say. Okay, now I do care. But we're about to get a 95 overall corner from the Green Bay Packers who's extremely young. And at the same time, I'm worried that we're going to lose all of our cap and not have enough money to re-sign Lamar Jackson. I think it's this offseason. So we're throwing away Telvin Smith. I know it is what it is, whatever. To the Green Bay Packers. Okay, so that was anticlimactic. But I think this next deal, if we throw in the 1st round draft pick for next year, this should be accepted. I hope it just bite me. So we're going to throw in a 1st, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. We also probably can get a draft pick out of it and just stack up a little bit because it just, like I said, it is what it is. Submit that through. It was accepted. Bringing a 95 overall cornerback, and now we can trade away Jason Verrett and replace Telvin Smith. Screw everything I just said about the cap room. We're going all out this year. Von Miller comes to the Baltimore Ravens. He's 32. This is a 1-year deal because he's going to regress fast, but I'm going all out this year because I'm tired. Jason Verrett goes the other way. Second round draft pick for next year, and our third string running back goes at 76 overall. So I believe we're about to get our starting left tackle, Ryan Ramczyk. We're going to convert him over to the left tackle position. I think if we have anybody we can actually trade away, we might not have anybody good enough. Do you want this guy? Hello? It was accepted. Welcome. We did have to trade away our first round draft pick. We have no more first round draft picks remaining. So if we don't win the Super Bowl this year, we are absolutely screwed. But this team is pretty good. 93 overall. The offense is a 99 overall. The defense is a 91 for some reason. And I don't know what that reason is because it's so much better and it didn't even go up in overall compared to last year. But I'm not going to ask questions. Here we go. Simming to the playoffs. By far the best team we put together. We should have the best record that we've had in this rebuild thus far. It's crazy. Like, this is crazy, but hopefully this is the year. First round bye. Thank the Lord. A ton of upgrades all across the board. I just want to check out that record. We went 15-1. Had to have been the best record in the NFL. I think this is easily the best team we put together in this rebuild up to this point. 15-1. So how is this a thing? EA, tell me. EA, can you please tell me how is this a thing? The 15-1 Texans are behind the 12-4 Seahawks. Somebody that works on Madden 19 franchise mode needs to relearn simple math. So that's interesting. But I guess we'll just disregard that for a second. So we dipped in offense somehow. We had the fourth best offense, and our defense goes up to best. So apparently we can't have the best in both things, but I don't care. Our defense somehow goes from 28th to best. Lamar Jackson, third in the MVP race, and we had nobody else in the top 10. So Lamar Jackson, 3,700 yards passing, 44 touchdowns, 13 picks. Don't know why I'm looking at Alex Smith's stats, but it is what it is, I guess. So Ezekiel Elliott, how did he not come in the top 10 with 1,600 yards? Guys, this has got to be the year. Everybody's upgraded. We're up to a 94 overall as a team, 99 offense, a 95 defense. Lamar Jackson's almost up to a 99 with the confidence boost. Offensive line is super sick. That corner that we traded for is up to a 98. Artie Burns up to a 91. Miles Jack with confidence boost up to a 99. And this is just a stacked team. If we lose to the Jags, okay, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. We actually lost. This is actually starting to make me mad. How dumb this game actually is. How is the game this freaking dumb? We lost by 2 touchdowns. I'm lost for words. 22 players ready to renegotiate their contract. Lamar Jackson is one of them. We just gotta make sure we re-sign him. And we barely have enough cap room to even re-sign him. Is he gonna re-sign? Oh my god, we can franchise tag him? Somehow we just franchise tagged him when we don't even have the money. All these players are gone. Oh my gosh, all of these players are gone and we have no cap. We have literally 0 cap and like 9 of our starters. Well, once again, we can't even sign any free agents. We don't have any draft picks. We're losing like half of our freaking team is gone. Same exact situation as the Browns rebuild. So we do have a draft pick all the way in round 6. So I guess what we do here is fill one of the positions where we don't have a player at. Well, so there's actually some good players left, but we don't need a D tackle. We don't have a tight end. We don't have a left tackle. We don't have a right end. We don't have a right outside linebacker. So we got to be smart here. Tight end, that guy looks pathetic. I've never seen a prospect with these, so across the board that we've scouted, so that's unfortunate. Left tackle, there's some decent ones. Like, this has got to be better than what we have on our team. Unless we need do we have a right end by chance? No, we don't have a right end scouted. Right outside linebacker, none scouted. So, hey, I guess left tackle it is. Just don't be an imbecile. LSB at least a 70. Ellis is a 74. Hey, I can work with that. That's much better than having somebody that's a 73. So we have one more pick, a 7th rounder. In here, we might as well just get a right outside linebacker. We actually have 2 more draft picks. And somehow we magically sign them, although we're like negative like 30 in the cap since we did, franchise tag Lamar Jackson. How did we franchise tag him when we didn't have the money to do so? I don't know. But that's another scenario where I'm not asking questions. So right outside linebacker, I'm going to have to take a shot in the dark. Unless we have somebody, and we have nobody scouted. Why did they have so many D tackles scouted? Dude, what about free safety? Byron, please. Byron's awful. So guys, I literally have nothing I can do because I have no money to spend. I like the fact that my left tackle is currently starting at tight end. That shows you how much in shambles this team actually is. Can't sign anybody. All I can do is send them to the freaking playoffs. Oh, this is a travesty. I swear, dude, it's the same pattern. It's the same freaking pattern with this awful team. We get a first round bye and go 13-3. Like the last episode, I'm not gonna ask questions. I'm just gonna advance. I'm not even gonna look at the schedule, look at the stats. I'm not gonna ask questions. I don't even know if I'm gonna upgrade my team. I'm not even gonna upgrade my team. Okay, I might upgrade Lamar Jackson. That might be it. I'll upgrade him up to a 99 overall with the confidence boost, and that's it. Because last time I didn't ask questions, I didn't even upgrade my team, and that's when we made the Super Bowl. With a freaking squid squad of a gosh dang team that doesn't even have, good players at half the positions. This game, I wish the simulations made more sense so I could actually understand what to do right, but hey! That's why! Gerald Everett randomly appeared on our team. How did he make it here? I don't know. The only South Alabama alumni, that's where I went to school and graduated from, only player that actually is good in the NFL, that actually got drafted, our only ever drafted player, got on our team. And who is Friedman? That's the brother of the quarterback that we drafted in the Browns rebuild. We have a 66 overall starting free safety, and we got a first round bye. Can we just beat the Texans, please? Please, we did. Oh my God! All we have to do is beat the 8-8 LA Chargers with this freaking team, please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. With this team. I don't understand. I don't understand. I just wish. I guess at this point I don't care about the fact that I don't understand, but I just genuinely don't. So the one off season, I can't do anything. I can't even draft a first round pick. I can't sign a free agent. I somehow magically become a member of the Illuminati and franchise tag my quarterback with invisible money. That's when we make the Super Bowl. That is when we make the Super Bowl. It's the 13-3 Baltimore Ravens with invisible players at half our starting positions versus the 13-3 LA Rams. If we don't win this simulation, I will legitimately cry out blood. Super Bowl time, simming to the end. Oh my. 2 hours and 48 minutes at 3:37 a.m. in the making. Please don't let me down. We start off to a 3-0 deficit. That's great. 7-3 lead. This happened so fast, it just scares me. 10-3 lead. Of course they tie the game. Going into halftime, they take us. Oh God, don't you do this to me. Don't you do this to me. Ravens, please. Lamar, where are you? They're up by 2 touchdowns. We just tied it. We just tied the game. It's in overtime. We won. Oh my! How did we I thought it was over. If I would have had to do another season in this stupid freaking game, in its stupid freaking simulations, I don't know what I'd have done. Something would have had to happen. I would have had to do something different. But guys, I don't know how we just won that. I thought we lost. I thought the time ran out. In overtime, it takes to the year 2022, but Lamar Jackson, on some type of magical invisible money spending contract, is your Super Bowl champion as he throws for 5 touchdowns and 413 yards as he is your Super Bowl champion. But boys, it's time for me to go to sleep. These rebuild videos, if any videos on my channel earn your like, hopefully these do. Let's see if we can smash some sort of mental amount of likes for this video as we do bring your Ravens to the Super Bowl and we win the Super Bowl for the first time in a long time. Be sure to subscribe if you are new and turn on the notification bell if you haven't. Let me know what team you want me to rebuild next in the comment section below. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. God bless and peace.